Yeah, so the reason America sucks right now is that everyone's isolated. Okay, everyone, boomers, they were stupid and they threw us all out in the suburban hellscape because the cities were ruined, right? And so we have this weird setup where we have this little plot of land next to identical plots of land with identical, terrible architecture, terrible modern houses, and you have to drive everywhere. You gotta drive to church, 30 minutes. You gotta drive to a coffee shop, it's 20 minutes. Drive to a friend's house. And then before you know it, I mean, it's just such an inconvenience to go somewhere. You're already going to work. You're already going to, I don't know, maybe like your kid has like a sports event or something. And pretty soon you're kind of burnt out. I mean, you gotta load up people in the car. You gotta drive over. You gotta hang out. Maybe they have something. You have something. You gotta go. And it's an entire event because even a 20-minute distance is going to end up being 45 minutes of your time, right? Now, there's a good solution to this and there's a bad solution. The bad solution, the stupid solution, is a LARP, a completely fake thing known as homesteading. Now, homesteaders, in their minds, they're going back to how it was, right? They're like, no, we're living off the land. This is Little House on the Prairie in 2026. Right, we're having our own cows, our own chickens. The rat race is gone, dude. The system is over. We're doing our own thing. And then if you get more schizo after that, you'd be like the prepper, storing up ammo or something. Even though if you're one guy with a bunch of guns, it doesn't freaking matter how much ammo you have. So the homesteaders, they get 40 acres and they just enlarge their suburban hellscape, right? They're suburban extremists. Like, that 20-minute commute to the Walmart, yeah, we're making it 45 minutes, yeah. All right, our friends, dude, I'm actually moving 2 states away because the land is cheaper. I'll get friends, who cares, dude? I mean, I'll make friends. I have friends on Facebook, right? I have friends I can text and type. Like, it's ridiculous, right? And you look on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, or these LARP channels, and they'll have a channel, it'll be for clicks, and it'll be like the truth about homesteading, right? And you click on it and it's the guy saying the same thing. The chores are really hard. Yeah, we still go to the grocery store sometimes, and we struggle to make social connections, right? Every single time you see this. And now maybe you're to the 0.001% of homesteaders that can do it all. They can build everything from scratch and you're like a schizo, like boomer prepper, right? You have solar panels that you can work on yourself. You don't depend on the global supply chain. But me, I don't have that, right? I don't have that luxury. I don't have every skill known to mankind. So the good solution to this, right, rather than moving out alone in the 40 acres where no one is around, right? You have nothing going on except your cows and chickens, which can be backbreaking work after your 9 to 5, by the way. You got all your freaking new chores you added to your list. There's all these small towns across America. All right, I've moved to one a few years ago. I have some friends that also live near me within walking distance. And you can commute to work if you need to, right? You can go, there's like a small city near us, like 60,000 people large. You can go that city to work if you need to. Since moving here, I've gotten a remote job. But even if I didn't have that, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? Have a commute. But I can walk to a friend's house, right? That's the first step. I can walk in the door. We have an open door policy. I can just go knock. I can go in and we just hang out. I can have a cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever. My kids can go over. Their kids can come to my house, vice versa. All right, and this is the beginnings of a community. I'm getting some other people interested in this as well. I'm hoping to gain some more interest by starting this channel. But I mean, for the homesteaders, the LARP, if you look back in the day, like 1800s, when it wasn't a LARP, you had to do everything. You still had pockets of families, right? You still had people living together. You could still walk to your friend's house. It might be a long walk. I mean, that's kind of all you had. And you only had your farm chores, right? You didn't have your 9 to 5, right? So there was still a communal aspect to it. There wasn't this isolation type thing, because guess what, dude? You're probably gonna freaking die since there's no global supply chain like there is in the modern day. So yeah, I'm against homesteading. I think it's completely stupid. I think it's totally just purely an Instagram trend. I don't think there's any sort of reality to back it. maybe again, if you're like the survivalist type person that has $1 million freaking dollars, then go buy all that land and then live the luxury of doing your own cattle and stuff like that all the time. It's like, I mean, come on, dude. I mean, you can be my guest, but this shouldn't be like this very large trend that everyone seems to be worshiping. They seem to be like, oh, I really wish I could do this, but I don't have the cash. I don't have the money. And it's like, dude, if this is not accessible, then it's not a sustainable way to evade the system, right? It's not even evading the system. We're not escaping the system because it's kind of inescapable at this point. But we're setting the groundworks in order to build a new one. Because I want my kids to have a good life. I want to have a good life. And a good life to me is hanging out with your friends, right? You got to sacrifice a lot to hang out with your friends, because that's where all the memories are, friends and family.